Hail, bird of prey. 5. Hail, Karuga.
Kapla!
Kapla.
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Kiroga. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
If you come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. If you're here to make war, we surrender.
Both good. The important thing is I'm meeting new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. And that means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird o' Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Bird o' Prey 5, Kapla, and welcome to Bed Life for Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th of October, 2023. Yes, another Friday the 13th. For a long time, Friday the 13th were good luck days to me. Why should I have anything to worry about the 13th? I was born on the 13th. 13th was a lucky number. But as time marches forever forward, I don't know. Friday the 13th, they're no longer good days. I'm starting to worry that they may have been bad days all along. But Hakeem was first in the chat today and says, time to take off the Manzir for today. Yes, it is Happy No Bra Day. Let's start with that. It's No Bra Day this Friday the 13th. And, it just, I support, as a man, I support all women who want to ditch their bras. In my current situation, I can't provide physical support, but let me tell you, for the first 30 years of my life, well, maybe the first couple of years, I didn't know what the hell was going on, but say from ages 8 through 30, while I was physically capable, if any lady or woman at the time had told me that, hey, I am tired of wearing a bra and I need your help as a man, I would have voluntarily walked behind them with my hands holding their ample bosom, and I would have personally provided the support that comes with wearing a bra without the detriment that, and I'm told that the wires or the padding, it digs deep, it digs into the skin, it can prevent the flow of blood, but a couple of warm, large, now my hands are exceptionally large, warm hands would have been able to, even the largest Yvette-sized bosoms would have been able to be held in place. And I'm certain I would have been able, had the stamina to hold them for hours if needed. And I would have been double so, besides the hands holding the bosoms, providing that relief without the need for a bra. Double would also be the warmth and security of having what was essentially, say, a large teddy bear that could walk and secure you from behind. It would be a win-win scenario. Better for me, better for you, better for them being the bosoms, the boobs, better for everybody situation. Not George and Gracie in this hand, but yeah. So, I mean, in fact, I wished I could have applied for that job. And I would have done it for free. So that is what No Bra Day means to me. And one day, ladies, hopefully I will be able to pimp myself out there again. Richie Poole, welcome, Richie Poole. The Traveler says, Birdo Prey 5, greetings, birds, salty turds, and nerds, and puts in a couple of Bird of Prey, salt, poop, Mamo Prey, Sisso Prey, Nephew of Prey, Sassy, Alpaca, Tribble, and Hail on Karoga flag emojis. Welcome, Traveler. Richie Poole with the 3 alpacas. Welcome, Richie. And John Araki uses a 5-month membership as a friend of Karoga. Says, no bra, that's nothing. Bird's not even wearing pants right now. Well, technically, I am not wearing pants, but I do have that. My lower body is technically covered by cloth, clothes, fabric. So, not quite naked. And Richie Poole with the 3 new rant emojis, placeholders, but the rant emojis are here. Thank you, Richie Poole. And then John Araki with 1, 2, 3, 4 super chats. Right. Kissing Dax on number 1. Kapla. And on number 2, Kissing Dax again. Oh, this is a miracle on No Bra Day. And number 3, it's a fake. It's a fake. And on number 4, all right, Kissing Dax again. 3 out of the 4 kissing taxes. Thank you so much, John Araki. And one of those 4 was a poop emoji, a poop emoji super sticker. So thank you, John Araki. And John Araki says, I'll be flying and miss the stream, but hopefully I'll get a premature ejaculation. Oh my God, John Araki, you missed it. Hopefully, yes, you have a very, very safe flight, John Araki, and hopefully you get to see this as soon as you land. You did indeed get not 1, not 2, but 3 premature ejaculations. And some rant emojis, also by John Araki. And John Araki also says hashtag pro nurse, hashtag waitress, get the tip, hashtag stay sassy. Wonderful, wonderful hashtags. And yes, you do want to tell the waitress, remember to tip your waitress. Sci-Fi Mombi says, Kapla, Sci-Fi Mombi. How are you doing? I'm surprised you're here. I saw you started streaming. Maybe you're still streaming, but thank you for stopping by. John Araki says, shalom. Shalom world, indeed. Shalom world. It's, shaloma. Aloham. Shaloham. Okay, he puts the SH before aloha and then an M at the end. So aloha, but aloha. So it's like if Israel and Hawaii had a kid, that's what they would say. Shalom world. Miss Lundell's Groovy Movies says Kapla, Batleth to the Batleth. Indeed, Batleth to the Batleth. And welcome, Miss Lundell's Groovy Movies. Dan Ben says George Lucas didn't want Carrie Fisher wearing a bra on the Millennium Falcon as Princess Leia. Nor should she have. In fact, I know for a fact that there was a droid that never made it, the droid BB-69. I have my Hollywood elites have shown me the pictures. There was a droid, sure as shit, named BB-69. I'm sorry, DD-69, whose entire purpose as a droid was again to hold up the ample bosoms of royal women in the future, so they did not have to wear bras. And these DD-69 droid was looked something like R2D2, but with a long top, and almost looked like a broom, like a janitor's broom on top, that you would lay the breast assist on top of this broom, and the droid would just hold them up without needing to put a bra on. And it was a choice. It would be a brave choice. It was a choice. Did the women want to use a bra, or did they want to use the DD-69 droid? I think unfortunately, they couldn't make it into the movie because they were using wooden, uh, instead of using whatever, like a material, a modern soft material, nylon or something. They were still using wood, and it was turned to be very splintery and very quite bloody for the stunt doubles that they tried using it with. So had it been a few years later, there would have been no problem making it out of nylon or even cotton, probably at that point. But for whatever reason, the technology at the time hadn't yet reached to a safe level. So it never made it. But I'm told that next time George Lucas edits the original Star Wars, it is in fact going to finally make it into the next iteration of quote unquote original Star Wars. DD-69 will finally make his appearance. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, Kapla, Kapla, Gorilla. Hakeem says, evening, bird and all. Good evening, Hakeem. Schwario says, hey, you all. I'll be back a little later. Schwario, when you get back, I know what tomorrow is. It's your birthday. So, Schwario, we're going to sing a song. I don't know if you're here. I'm going to sing it now. And if you're not here, we'll sing it again. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Schwario. Happy birthday to you. And many more. I always feel like an idiot when I say that last part. You hear Mama Bray?
Yay! What?
Happy birthday to Schwario.
Yes, happy birthday.
Happy birthday from Mama Bray and myself, Schwario. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. The Traveler says greetings to everyone and says it's bird time. It's bird time. Everybody, bird now. Thank you, Traveler.
Excuse me.
Yes, Mama Bray.
Speaking of the date and of birthdays.
Yes.
It is exactly 1 month away from your birthday.
That's not right. No.
Yeah, it is.
I don't have any birthdays.
It's the 13th, and it's October. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a month, son.
1 month till I'm 45. The Traveler says, greetings, everyone. It's bird time. Bird time. Yes, bird time now. Dan Ben says, my mom was born on the 13th of March. Happy late birthday or early birthday to your mom. The Traveler says, Bird will pray. Everyone, lock your doors tonight. I hear there are crazy killers out at night, zombies and a solar eclipse tomorrow morning. There are crazy killers outside all the time. We always lock the doors. Day and night. Yeah, the doors are never unlocked. Jedi Bill. Kapla Jedi Bill with a 31 months as a friend of Karoga super chat. Jedi Bill says, happy Friday the 13th. Have a slashing, killing time today. Thank you, Jedi Bill, but I no longer participate in slashings and killings. It's just proven too much blood for Mama Prey to have to clean out of my clothes. Yeah. And Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movies, back to the spirit of Happy No Bra Day, says, let 'em jiggle, ladies. Absolutely. Thomas Potts, what? Says, I'm tired of wearing a bra. Quote by Berto Prey 5. I've never said that, as I never wore a bra. Now, I will grant you, I did wear a very tight, underfitting t-shirt under certain dress shirts. You know, when I was a wee bit larger man than I am today, and I had significantly more fat tissue in my chest area, and I wanted to keep that, you know, from bouncing too much. I would wear a very tight whitey t-shirt under my clothes. It was kind of the perfect crime. Besides providing chest support, it also kept the pit stains to a minimum. That's why they're called undershirts at Mama Prey. And plus, they would just get cleaner and cleaner every time I washed them. And it wasn't until months and months, maybe years later, did I realize that they had become nearly solid, and I mean, still looked perfectly clean, but they were now hard as a rock. I figured, you know what? It's probably time to throw these away and buy another package of 6. So that's what I did. Dan Bennett says, Homer Simpson wears one. Hakeem says, nipples never hurt anyone anyway. Oh, yes, they most certainly have. Not me, but they have. Dan Ben says, you don't want nipples on your nipple. Absolutely. John Street says, I walked into a bird talking about supporting and bra, so I don't even know what he is going on about. I think you figured it out. Dan Ben puts in a stop and did my gifted membership end? Yes, Dan Ben, your gifted membership ended, but no worries. John Street says, Berto Prey 5, you're going on about the bra stream, just got the 18+ tag. Positive Candor says, Bird, I would say that every man is a PBH, professional boob handler. That's probably true. Positive Candor. And Yvette says, good evening, Bird and everyone. Good evening to the lovely Yvette and her lovely, what? Brains. You thought I was going to say boobs. How little you know me. Mama Prey thinks she has a cold. Oh no. Stuff knows. Words and pictures is Gapla Berto Prey. Good to hear you. Good to be here. Good to have you here, Words and Pictures. The Traveler says we need more bird rant. Well, Yvette says, woohoo, John. To John Araki and his several kissing taxes. John Street says, the Traveler, did that even count as a bird rant? Jedi Bill says, Kapla, brother warrior. Birdo Prey 5 and all should. Hail, Karoga. Hail, Karoga. The Traveler says, Birdo Prey DD-13 is an actual Star Wars droid. It's a medical droid. Son of a bitch. Well, you see, they stole it from the original Star Wars. And Dan Ben says there are other droids in Star Wars that begin with DD. The Traveler says, no singing. Make it stop, ears bleeding. I can sing happy birthday. The Traveler says there is DD series demolition droids as well. Miss Lindell says, so ladies, you all have 30 days to make travel plans to line up at Bird's door and give birthday hugs and kisses. Trust me, he'll appreciate each and every one of them. That is true. That is true. And Dan Ben put in some Halloween type emojis. Positive Candor says scientists can go back in time 25% of the time. And a link. I can't quite open the link, but if I copy the link address and I go to my web browser and I paste and go to site. Scientists successfully simulate backward time travel with a 25% chance of actually changing the path. A 25% chance of actually changing the past. I don't normally do this, but sometimes you just got to read it. October 13th, 2023, The Intelligent Brief. Now, is this, hopefully this is not a satire. If this is a satire place, then I'd be very, very upset. Thoughts, opinions, articles belong solely to authors who do not necessarily reflect those of Debrief or other groups. Send a tip. Okay, it appears to be a non-satire site, but let's see. Scientists trying to take advantage of the unusual properties of the quantum realm say they have successfully simulated a method of backward time travel that allowed them to change an event after the fact 1 out of 4 times. The Cambridge University team is quick to caution that they have built a time machine per se, but also note how the process doesn't violate physics while changing past events after they've happened. Imagine if you want to send a gift to someone, you need to send it on day 1 to make sure it arrives on day 3. Explained lead author David Adverson from Cambridge Hitachi Laboratory. However, you only receive that person's wish list on day 2. To respect the gift recipient's timeline, you would need to send it on day 1, but as they note, you won't know what gift to send until later, meaning your gift will either be late or be wrong. Now imagine you can change what you send on day 1 with the information from the wish list received on day 2. This is exactly the phenomenon that the researchers say can happen in the right scenario. Our simulation uses quantum entanglement manipulation to show how you could retroactively change the previous actions to ensure the final outcome is the one you want. Quantum entanglement is a process, blah, blah, blah. Yes, yes. Changing of properties, single particles, same change in others. In their simulations, which were published in the journal Physical Review Letters, the Cambridge research team simulated the entanglement of two particles. One of the particles was then sent off to be used in an experiment. After the experiment's completion, they gained new information, which would have caused them to act differently in the situation. The experimentalist manipulates the second particle to effectively alter the first particle's past state, changing the outcome of the experiment, explained the co-authors Nicole Younger, a researcher at the National Institute of Standards and Technology at the University of Maryland. In effect, changing the remaining particle, researchers change the past, at least in their simulations. It's an effect the researchers describe as remarkable. However, they say there is a catch. The experiment only changes the past with the new information about 25% of the time. In other words, the simulation has a 75% chance of failure. If we stay with our gift analogy, 1 out of 4 times, the gift will be the desired one. For example, a pair of trousers. Another time it will be a pair of trousers, but in the wrong size or the wrong color, or will be a jacket. Fortunately, in their simulations, they at least know when they have failed, which can still allow a researcher to rework the system effectively, achieving backward time travel and get the result they wanted. To achieve this seemingly impossible goal, they propose using a filter that will allow their theoretical experimenter to send a number of solutions and then simply filter out the 75% they don't want. Let's say the gift is inexpensive. We can send numerous parcels on day 1, said co-author Adrian McDonnell, PhD, who carried out the research during his master's degree at Cavendish Laboratory in Cambridge. On day 2, we know which gifts should be sent. By the time the parcels arrive on day 3, 1 out of every 4 gifts will be correct. We select these by telling the recipients which deliveries to throw away. It's not a time machine, but a backward time travel system. Researchers made sure to point out that these are just simulations, albeit successful ones, programmed in the known behavior of entangled particles. So even though it's effectively proved a way to change the results of experiments in the past, 25% of the time, its ability to achieve a form of backward time travel still shouldn't necessarily be compared to a certain flux capacitor equipped DeLorean. We are not proposing time travel machine, but rather a deep dive into the fundamentals of quantum mechanics. These simulations do not allow you to go back and alter your past, but they do allow you to create a better tomorrow by fixing yesterday's problems today. I'm sorry. It doesn't seem like what they do. The researcher also notes the failure rate of their backwards time travel system is somewhat reassuring, especially for physicists who depend on Einstein's theories of relativity and all the science built upon those theories. We need to use a filter to make our experiment work is actually pretty reassuring. The world would be very strange if our time travel simulation worked every time. Okay, I think this was a complete waste of time. I know, I'm wishing I could go back in time and prevent this from ever being posted. Or at least prevent me from going back and reading it. Although positive candor, I do enjoy it. Thank you for posting. Stan Lee says, a man's ear. Yes, I'm sure you are familiar with the man's ear or bro debate from Seinfeld. LDG at Free the Net says, howdy all. Welcome, LDG. Stan Lee's his professional boob handler. How do you get paid for it? I don't care. I don't have to be paid. I said I'd do it for free. We'll get the government to pay for it somehow. Dan Ben says there's a New York Comic-Con happening, so there might be some Star Trek news between now and Monday. Interesting. Executive producer Saul Leibowitz says, Kapla Vertebrae. Happy Braless Friday. Thank you. Happy Braless Friday to you as well. And LDG says, hey all, anyone have a few bucks, not doing anything special, help a good friend. And there is a link. Yes, there is a link to a GoFundMe. Please, a GoFundMe for our friend, Mr. Londell, of Mr. Londell's Groovy Movies. Please help out Mr. Londell if you can. He needs a few extra bucks. He's at a time of his life. He's between jobs. And you know what he does? He puts his time in to help our community. He encourages us, including the younger generation, but even just us ourselves, to watch quality older movies. He rescues or replays those movies that he can legally replay on YouTube, and he's doing good work by keeping quality movies accessible to everybody, and he needs a little help. He needs a little help, and please, when you can, click on that link. It is a valid GoFundMe for him, and whatever amount you could donate would be greatly appreciated. And thank you, LDG, for posting that. And I did ask LDG to remind me to post, to bring it up today, because I apologize. I forgot to bring it up on the last stream I did. So thank you. The Traveler says, if anyone lives between Oregon and Texas, there's going to be a partial solar eclipse tomorrow morning. Absolutely. Yvette says, bra free day. If I had known, I would have gone shopping braless, but may well have been arrested for knocking people over as I turn. As long as it was caught on video, Yvette. Cody Guy waves. Welcome, Cody Guy. Mark Rouse says, Yvette, knocking people over, you mean accidentally booby beating them to death? Well, they would have died happy. Dan Van says, what clock? What time? Yvette says, oh my God, this is Bollocks. I think when I was reading the time travel article. Yvette says, yes, Tamar. And Yvette says, that is not time travel. The Traveler says, so they made a video game. Mark Rouse says, Bird of Prey 5, man in hospital bed, slashing people, Sounds like a new idea for a horror movie. You better copyright that. Dan Ben says there's a Batman villain called Clock King. Clock King? That's weird. Words and Pictures is 2023 scientists can now send me the wrong trousers. Wallace and Gromit, the wrong trousers, did this 30 years ago in 1993. Schwario, there you are, Schwario. Schwario says, Kapla Bird. Hope you and the family are doing well today. Schwario, did you hear me sing happy birthday to you? Happy birthday again, Schwario. But let me know if I need to sing it again. Yvette says quantum entanglement is far more complicated than this crap. 1 in 4 is a joke. If anyone wants real explanations, I can point you to real scientific papers. And Schwario says, it confirms, my birthday is tomorrow. And I wish you a very, very happy birthday. Mamo Pray sang it with me. Well, she said hello after I sang it. But I will sing it again if you missed it. Dan Ben says Wallace and Gromit having a second film in 2024. Schwario has a umbrella for rain. I hope you're not being rained out, Schwario. Words and Pictures says quantum and Newtonian are not compatible. Dan Ben says quantum science. Jedi Bill says hello, Words and Pictures. Dan Ben Lowles. Mr. Londell says, this sounds like the pitch for a sci-fi show from the 90s called 7 Days. Yvette says, Schwario, happy birthday tomorrow. Words and Pictures says, good to see you, brother, to Bill. Jedi Bill says hello to Miss Londell, who waves back. Words and Pictures brings out a birthday cake for Schwario. And Jedi Bill says hello to Yvette. Mark Krell says, Yvette, by the way, woman, slapping people to death by accident with her boobs on a Friday the 13th, so also might be a nice idea for a horror movie comedy or porn. Yvette says, could be. Jedi Bill says, have a very happy birthday to Schwario. LDG of Free the Net says physical media, and he has a cool fat laugh. Jedi Bill says hello to Mar. LDG says, does great watch parties. Indeed. Mark Krell says hello there to Jedi Bill. Schwario says thanks for all the birthday wishes from you all. Jedi Bill says hail to Dan Ben. Dan Ben says Bolox is slang for testicle. Jim's Landscape LLC, Commodore Productions says hello, Jim. And a test intro video. Schwario says, no, I didn't hear you sing. Okay, well, now you will. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Schwario. Happy birthday to you. And Schwario, if you go back about 20 minutes, you can hear me sing and Mamo Pray wish you a happy birthday as well. Happy birthday, Schwario. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday weekend. Mark Krell says, I've heard from a lot of cam girls that you never are wrong with a gifted Hitachi. So the Hitachi laboratory might be on to something. The Travelers and Schwario say you heard it, please. And the traveler says, damn it, man. Jedi Bill says, hail the traveler. Hope you are well, brother warrior. Traveler says he's good, and he's got to find the mute button. Dan Ben is waving at Jedi Bill, and Schwario says, thanks, Bird. You are most welcome, Schwario. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday. Anyway, besides it being the day before Schwario's birthday, October 13th, 2023 holidays, 23 holidays listed, and of course, my favorite at the very top, National No Bra Day. Also, sharing this day with National No Bra Day, Ancestors Day. It's a day to feed the hungry ghosts of our ancestors. That is some effed up shit. I don't know. I didn't know ghosts got hungry. It's very disturbing that to find out ghosts need food and that we have to feed them. It's also Disaster Day, October 13th. Let us all work together for our continued survival. Oh, from natural disasters. I thought it was a day to cause a disaster. No, you want to work together to survive from natural disasters. I guess that makes sense. Also, October 13th is English Language Day. As in, hey, you speak English? No, then get the hell out. It's English Language Day. No, is that not? That's not what it's for. God damn it. English, being the language with the widest lexicon, is spoken by nearly 2 billion people worldwide. That's exactly right. Because when I think what language has the widest lexicon, I'm reminded it's English, motherfucker. There is no wider lexicon than English. It's the 2309 of languages. If like blood wine. It's International Civility for what the? October 13th, International Civility for the Girl Child Day. I'm not making it up. Let's end all kinds of discrimination based on gender on this day. What? International Civility for the Girl Child Day. Civility, please, but only for the girl children. Let's end discrimination by discriminating. Let us end discrimination by discriminating. Oh my God. International Day for Disaster Reduction. That sounds a lot like Disaster Day. Disaster management and reduction is an urgent task. We should work to reduce exposure to disasters. International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction. That sounds like the same fucking day, 3 days in a row. Fuck you and fuck you. And you know what? A tree falling across your car, it's sad, it's bad. I don't think it's a disaster. Okay? No. A hurricane, that's a disaster. A tree hits your car, not a disaster. International Day for Failure. That sounds like a Kurdistani holiday. Failure is not something to be afraid of. I agree with that. But an International Day for celebrating failure, that is definitely something they came up with in Kurdistan. International Day for natural disaster reduction. Again, now 4 days for the same day. International Skeptics Day. Skepticism is good in moderation, but today, go ahead and question some of your beliefs. Metastatic Breast Cancer Awareness Day. As part of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we champion for scientific advances in metastatic breast cancer. Sure. National Herpes Awareness Day. Destroy the stigma around the disease that impacts nearly 16% of women. You know, the offer for Go Braless is out there regardless of your herpes condition. So, no worries. It's National M&M Day. They won't melt in your hand, just in your mouth. And we're talking M&Ms. National Train Your Brain Day. Train Your Brain Day puts us to the test with some mind-boggling games and puzzles. National Transfer Money to Your Son Day. Expect your son to finally call home. National Yorkshire Pudding Day. Yorkshire pudding is iconic according to the Royal Society of Chemistry. It's the Navy's birthday. Recognize the brave men and women who served our country, past and present. Darren, you here? Happy birthday. Happy Navy birthday. And anyone else who served in the Navy. A couple of random things. And we got Nurse Vet Day. Vet Nurse Day, excuse me. Vet nurses play a huge part in keeping our furry companions healthy. That they do, and wish we had a vet nurse who was willing to come to the home and check out Sassy, because we don't anymore. And coming up on the last 2 days, it's World Egg Day. Ready your pans and plates as we celebrate the world's most versatile and affordable food item. I think that needs to be adjusted. I'm not sure the egg continues to be the most affordable food item. And finally, on October 13th, it's World Thrombosis Day. Celebrate World Thrombosis Day, an excellent opportunity to learn more about blood clots. Oh my God. What a crazy world we live in. But sure do miss National No Bra Day. Dan Ben puts up a spooky ghost and says civility as public mindedness has broader meaning, involves recognizing others as free and equal members of society. Dan Ben says, though it's not World Breast Reduction Day. Oh, God, no. No. No, Dan Ben. Never World Breast Reduction Day. It's a very, very sad day when a woman chooses to have breast reduction surgery. I mean, I understand that, it's causing perhaps back pain. But, like, it's a very sad day. I'll just tell you. I've known women that have had to have breast reduction surgery. They're still, but it's very sad. It's sad for everyone. It's sadder for me. It's sadder for them. It's sadder for the surgeons. It's the complete opposite of being better for us, better for them, and better for the whales. Even George and Gracie are sad when, a certain person has to have their boobs reduced because they're having back pain. You know what? If they asked to have somebody hold their boobs all day, they wouldn't have the back pain. Plus, they'd probably get like a back massage out of it too. But they chose not to go down that road. Dan Ben says Krusty the Clown says herpes. The candy, not the music rapper. Why is chemistry saying Yorkshire puddings are good? I don't know, Dan Ben. Executive producer Saul Leibowitz says, does Billy West still voice the red M&M in the commercials? I heard that the M&Ms, they all changed. Like, they changed the voices, they changed what was going on. So I have no idea. Dan Ben says Billy West has done a lot of voices for things. The Travelers is Bird of Prey 5. I honestly don't know why you read all those national days. Because once in a while, like today, there's National No Bra Day. And it makes me think of the things that goes in bras. And it makes me happy. It makes me happy to think of those things, Traveler. Do you know? Do you understand what I'm saying? Traveler says if a woman has size DD plus, I get having a reduction. Nonsense. Those pluses are God's gift to the rest of us. It makes us smile. It makes us happy. It makes everybody happy. Everybody likes big boobs. Now, it's not to say that there's a problem with small boobs. There isn't. If you're a woman and you are not particularly well endowed, you can still be a very beautiful woman. You can still be a very feminine woman. You could still be a 9 or a 10 out of 10. I don't know. It's possible. You could be. It doesn't mean you're not. But there's just something nice, extra about women who have particularly rounded boobs. It makes men happy. And it calms us down. Okay? And there would be less war. There would be less war if there were more women with bigger boobs in relationships with the men who have the power to start the wars. Okay? Because if a man has a choice between going to war and just making motorboat sounds, he's going to choose the motorboat sounds 10 out of 10 times. And that's just science. That's just science. There's no fault with that. It's just the way the brain works. Millions of years of evolution so that a guy can go instead of firing missiles thousands of miles away to kill bastards because they're upset that their women have bigger boobs than he can access. Words and Pictures says, I like boobs in or out of the bras. I agree. Well, I prefer them out. Dan Benson, sounds like one of those cutaway jokes. Peter Griffin says he has that job. Dan Benson says, I've never eaten M&Ms, but I've always liked the adverts. Eastland Burkholder says, is this bird of prey giving bad advice on breast reduction? A handful of breast is fun and sufficient. The emperor is wrong. I don't know, Eastland. The wars have been started over less. Eastland says, everyone likes big boobs. Not true. Everyone, like I said, they can certainly be beautiful without big boobs. I agree. But all things equal, anyone who says they didn't like big boobs, they're lying. Dan Van says the actress who plays Grace on Will and Grace has small breasts. She very well might, Dan Van. I'm not saying that makes her a bad person. I'm not saying it makes her ugly. I'm not saying anything. It's just would be nice if she had big boobs. And I think she would agree. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. Small boobs need love too. Absolutely they do. Absolutely, 47. And as I said at the beginning, that offer is made to any of the women. It's not that they have to have a specific size. Dan Ben says, giggity. The Traveler says, I'm a B cup guy myself, as in should wear an N cup. Eastland says, let Berto Bray move on to subjects the Emperor knows something about. Not true about less war, if more big breasts. I don't know. Pretty clear, pretty certain. Dr. Alex says, Kapla, Berto Bray 5, Kapla, Dr. Alex. Mr. Lundell says, I like it when ladies let them swing in the breeze. Mark Krause says, big boobs are not that good at all. Once here in Germany, a woman asked where the heart is and got the answer 2 fingers below the left nipple. She still thinks the heart is in her knee. Thomas Potts says, I'm pretty sure gay men don't like big boobs. Thomas Potts, I'm pretty sure I don't give a shit that gay men don't like big boobs. They're not coming for the ladies at all. So, not my problem. Dan Ben says, no, she's not ugly, but flat chested. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've seen very beautiful women with very small breasts. Eastland says, what about cleavage? Exactly. I like it. I like cleavage. The more, the better. The Travelers is damn typos. And Eastland says, cleavage can be achieved with A cups. Yes. More can be achieved with B cups, C cups, D cups, but it can be. Hell, it can be achieved with nothing, with makeup. Thomas Potts says, but you said all men like big boob. Damn it, Thomas. You know what I mean. Eastland says, the Emperor's opinions cannot be challenged. Eastland says, pro cleavage. Any other opinions? There are wrong opinions. There are wrong opinions, but that is the official. Since we're talking about boobs, how about someone give a five-letter word to start Wordle? And we're going to do this as quickly as we can. Once you give one five-letter word, I'm going to just type out words until I get it, or I get through all six, and we get it. It probably will not get Wordle today, because I'm not going to think about it. We're doing speed Wordle. But I need, and Gorilla puts in titty. 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 And we got nothing. Great. Okay. Croak says LDG, and we got a C. Okay. PL PIECE. We have an E and a C. Let's see. AEIOU LUCKY. Okay, we have the C and the E in the right spot. We have a U, U and L, UL, uncle, UNCLE, uncle. Uncle, there we go. Very cool. We got that. We got that pretty quickly. Uncle in 5. Not bad. Not bad. Miss Lindell, dunce. Dan Ben says quick. Travelers, there's no more body parts for guesses. The Travelers says, did bird skip me? Did I skip you? Okay, Kronos. The Traveler says, damn typos. I read that. I read you're a B cup yourself, as in I should wear an N cup, and then damn typos. So that's all I got, Traveler. If you wrote anything between those two things, under, guess that. The Traveler says under. Then I missed that one, Traveler. Yes, I did. Under, but it was uncle. So you were close. You were very close. Mark Krell says Eastland Burkholder. I don't mind the cleavage, to be honest. A friend of mine looks amazing, but never seen her with a bra to begin with. Damn. Kronos says, wow, cheater. The Traveler's bird is even trying now. Thomas calls me a cheater. LDG says, bird gave up. Traveler says, bird skipped my first guess. LDG says, Wordle makes him say, uncle. Kronos says, hey, bird, oh, pray. Eastland says, lost weight, did not need a bra, then needed a bra. What about nipples showing? My nipples are almost unhideable. Well, nipples are definitely, nipples are also very nice. It's certainly good to have nipples. I'm not saying that. In fact, I would say the nipple is more important than the rest. If you only get one or the other, keep the nipple. You only have the choice between keeping the nipple or keeping the rest of the boob. You keep the nipple. Kronos says cleavage is a thing. Words and pictures puts in a little ducky. The Traveler says, I think Bird is tired of Wordle. Captain Finity says everyone needs a bra. Well, it's I'm not saying I would throw one away. LDG says wow, Bird's caught up in the chat. Kronos says someone is a 60s. Oh, pray. Someone is a 60s. Oh, pray. LDG says mark your calendar. Eastland says everyone needs a bra. No, okay. I'd say that's true. Not everybody needs a bra. First, many men don't, and some men do. But even women, not all women do either. And frankly, even a lot of women would be fine with a tight t-shirt. A t-shirt can handle, quite a bit, as I found out personally. LDG says truly is Friday the 13th. And sup to Kronos. The Traveler says, dear Bop now? Probably very soon. Ethan Burkle, this is showing nipples is more important than cleavage. Well, listen, the problem is that YouTube and certain places allow cleavage, but not nipples. Now, me personally, I would like to see both, but, legally, safely, on YouTube, you can show all the cleavage you want, as long as you don't show any nipple. Which is kind of ridiculous, since men have nipples. Everybody has nipples, right? I can show man nipple, men can show nipple, but you can't show any women nipple. Now you can show a whole bunch of female cleavage, but not the tiniest bit of female nipple. And that makes no sense. It makes 0 sense, but that's what we're playing with. That's what and we all know it's true. Gorilla says Mama Prey has been very quiet on this conversation. I think she's asleep. Kronos says, what about the vulva? That's another conversation. The Traveler says, then Bird takes a nap. Dan Ben says, hey, do you want Deanna Troy's boobs? She does have a nice set. Easlyn wants Mamo Frey's opinion. Are you awake, Mamo Frey? Mamo Frey is not awake. Words and Pictures is what type of nipple? Pancake, protruding, puffy, hairy, inverted, flat. Oh my God. Chrono says some bros need a bro. Chrono says hey to Eastland. And Eastland's got to run and do stuff. Have a great day. Take care, Eastland. I didn't, this is just as jokes. I hope that you understand. I don't mean that serious. Although, to be completely honest, I do seriously like boobs. I'm not going to pretend I don't. Kronos is later. Burkholder, Words and Pictures, puts in a couple of boobs. Kronos' Birdo Prey 5 is a lawyer. No, I'm not. Gorilla's Random Thoughts is Bird. There is topless news channels on YouTube. So not true. Well, I don't see them. Gorilla. Words and Pictures puts in more pointy boobs. Kronos says, I have nipples. Tube you is assholes. And Kronos says, hey, the Mamo Prey. The Traveler says, does YouTube allow topless trans men that have not had any surgery? I do not know, and I'm not going to ask. Kronos says, spank that like button. And also, Kronos says, sounds like work. Anyway, we'll be right back with some Dear Bops, but here's some commercials.
If doing things different is your style, Genesee Cream Ale is your brew.
Ever since we got a wood stove, I've got the lowest heating bill around.
Yeah, and the biggest thirst.
Next time that you're thirsty, make Jenny Cream your brew. The taste is something different. It's smoother drinking too.
I like it, 'cause there's nothing like it.
It's different.
Genesee Cream Ale.
This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions? It's yours?
No,
Your mother said she found it in your closet.
I don't know. One of the guys must have...
Must have what?
Look, Dad, it's
Where
not...
did you get it?
Dad,
Answer me. Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
Parents who use drugs have children who use drugs.
Right from the moment. Here's where it all started. The history will blow you away. Right from the arts, the symphony and the ballet. There's a lot to fit in. Right from the legend.
Are you the legend? Nah, he's the legend. Hey, I'm just marvelous.
Right from the heart.
To be part of Boston's exciting new spirit, just call 1-800-858-0200.
It'll cheer you right up. Boston is right from the start.
Hey, right now, Loblaws is having a huge frozen food sale. You can get tremendous value on over 50 frozen food items, frozen vegetables, frozen meat entrees, frozen concentrated juices, ice cream. If it's frozen, you can save plenty. Don't get left out on the cold. Come on in and stock up that freezer. Loblaws frozen food sale. Another reason why more than the price is right. Does he work here?
Hello, world. Okay. We're back. Chrono says you can't change gender. Oof to some. Jim's Landscape says, hail the Captain Blocker. Chrono says, bop, bop, cream ale, gross. Chrono says he likes his eggs on drugs, as do I. And Chrono says that's his pot dad. The Traveler says, Chronos, I was making a joke. Imagine a hot chick getting on camera, say, I'm a man, then take her top off. Chronos says, hey to the Traveler. Miss Lundell's Groovy Movie says, okay, Dad, I'm smoking a little dope. Want some? Dan Ben says, guy in the drug ad. He's a famous actor? Question mark? Not to me, he isn't. Chronos says, the Traveler sounds like a long process to see titties. The Traveler says, watch out for that penguin. He is going to kill you. Hello, world. And hey to Lundell. Okay, Sassy, it's okay. There's your dog passing. Sassy, it's Mia and Nova, Sassy's doggy friends, are passing. Sassy kind of went crazy. Okay. Time for Dear Bob. Oh my God. This is a lot to read. Let's see what it says. Dear Bob, you're not going to believe me with this story, but I have to tell you it regardless. I was lost in the Arabian desert somewhere. I thought I was going to die. I found a small cave opening, so I decided I could at least die in a cool place. There I found this very old oil metal jar. I went to brush it off. Suddenly a bluish cloud came out of the jar, turning into a man. He said he was a genie and would grant me one wish. I asked why only one? Only for him to state something about his powers being weaker. So, feeling clever, I tried to trick him into more wishes. I said to him, if your powers are so weak, I bet you can't even make one of my wishes true. In short, he agreed that if I could come up with one wish that he could not grant, he would grant 3 smaller wishes instead. So I wished that Donald J. Trump would become Speaker of the United States House of Representatives until he is elected President of the United States of America in the next general election. The genie looked at me, got angry, and called me a bunch of names, said it was better to wait in his lamp for the next few thousand years than turn back into a cloud. And the old jar thing disappeared. Long story short, someone found me and I survived, but I do wish I would have asked for a better wish. Thanks for hearing my story. Aleph Abba Obabu. Obabu. Aleph Obabu. No, not Alibaba. Alif Obabu. Obabuwa. Obabu. Obabuwa. Okay, Alif. Yeah. So you wish for Donald Trump to be Speaker of the House, and the genie looked at you, got angry, had full-blown TDS, and said it would be better to wait in his lamp, then turned back into a cloud. Long story short, you should have wished for money. That's basically what it's saying. You should have wished for a lot of money. If especially If the genie was warning you it was weak, warning you it was a weak genie, then just say, just give me the money. I'll take the cash. You don't have to go all fancy. Just money, jewelry, gold, something like that. That's the easiest way to win. Or lottery tickets. You want to win the lottery. Every time you play the lottery, you win it. Done. That's all you have to do. You play, you wait for a big lottery, you play it, you win it, you're set for life. You ever need a little extra money, you play again, you're set for life. It's all good. You don't keep playing the lottery, so you don't want unnecessary suspicion. But you win once, maybe twice, that's it. You're done. You stop playing. Chrono says, the fuck? That's a lot of reading. Gorilla says, that's AI. I don't think it's AI. I don't think it was AI. The Traveler says, the genie sounds like a liberal. Chrono says, please send out the peeps some bacon. Bacon is your friend. Miss Lundell says, money does him no good if he's lost in the desert. Well, but he's not anymore. He was able to send the email, so he's not lost in the desert. Dear Bob, should I upgrade to Android 14? You know what? I have no effing clue. I got notice my phone is Android 14 update. Android 14 brings useful security enhancements to Google-powered phones. I mean, basically, you have to do it, right? I mean, there's nothing, there's no, it's not like Windows, it's not like Windows 11, which Windows 11 I am actively not upgrading to. That Windows tried to upgrade to Windows 11 yesterday, and I went and I said no. I shut it down. I used the local policy editor to not upgrade beyond Windows 10. The Pixel 7 user here says Android 14 brings substantial changes. Is it negligible? It's so much better, and it feels exactly the same. Kidding aside, if your phone makes you money, or you'd be in a predicament if your phone doesn't work, avoid beta builds. Very negligible changes. Not many you'll notice unless you read up on what the changes are. Mine is better and stable, cooler. I see cooler doesn't mean anything. I'd say, listen, currently on Android 14, beta 4.1, Pixel 7, battery life has gone up substantially. Like before, my phone used to die on 4 to 5 hours. Now I have almost 20% left. Adaptive battery and connectivity on. Today I'm at 5 hours, 15 minutes. Smooth. 2 minor changes. The lock screen and the date weather are on a single line. I guess though, I would say you might as well upgrade. But Windows 11, I'm not sure about that. Dear Bob, what are you watching these days? Well, I found out that Quantum Leap is back. Season 2 of Quantum Leap is on Peacock. There's been at least 2 episodes of Quantum Leap from season 2 now. So I have yet to watch them, but those I will watch with Mom Will Pray at some point. Gen V is a prequel to The Boys. It's a regular TV show. It's not an animated show. It's a regular show. Very good. It's up to the 5th episode. They dropped the first 3 episodes at once, and now they've been doing 1 episode a week. So we're up to the 5th episode. I haven't watched it yet, but it's available. It comes out on Thursdays on Prime, Amazon Prime Video. Loki season 2 is on Disney Plus. It was up to the 2nd episode of Loki season 2. It's honestly the only Marvel or Star Wars. It's the only thing I'm watching on Disney Plus is Loki season 2. If I wasn't watching it, I would just assume cancel Disney Plus at this point. Now, I'm not watching Prodigy, but I heard Prodigy has been picked up on Netflix, but I don't currently pay for Netflix, so I'm not watching Prodigy season 2. On Freevee, FreeVee, it's an Amazon owned but free app that does streaming. There's it's called Center Seat, CENTER SEAT, Center Seat. It's a Star Trek, unofficial Star Trek documentary. It's broken up into 11 hour-long episodes. They're narrated by Gates McFadden, Dr. Crusher from The Next Generation. They're unauthorized. So you get to hear some stuff that Paramount maybe did not want you to hear, which is pretty cool. They get some really interesting people. Ronald D. Moore was great to see. The Akutas. Unfortunately, while they do talk about Captain Sisko, Avery Brooks, they don't have Avery Brooks. While they talk about William Shatner, they don't have William Shatner. But they have a lot of other people. They bring like some footage from older documentaries. So there's footage from Nicole Nichols. There's footage from Leonard Nimoy. And it spans the entire, it was made a year ago. So it spans from the Cage to Picard season 2. Picard season 3 had yet to be released. But it was everything from the Cage to Picard season 2, but 99% of it was traditional TOS or Berman era Trek. They only talk of current Trek. I mean, they mention Star Trek Discovery a couple of times. They mentioned Star Trek Picard a couple of times, but that's it. They don't spend any time talking about Star Trek Discovery or Star Trek Picard. Everything is either you talk about the original series, then there's an episode for TNG, an episode for DS9, an episode for Voyager, an episode for Enterprise. There's an episode just on the starships. There's an episode on like the writing and the staff. I think there's an episode on video games. And there's 11 episodes in all. I've seen 10 of them so far, and it's pretty damn good. I would totally, and it's free. It's free. They claim it's free with ads, but I've yet to see an ad. It's on Freevee. For me, it's on Freevee, and there have been no ads. It's just been completely ad free. So I would totally suggest people watch it. Chrono says both work. I'm still on Android 10 because I like it more. And he says Bill Gates is a terrorist. The Traveler says, bop. Bop. Chrono says, son of a bitch. I liked Ahsoka until the end. I like Book of Boba Fett. Oh, Book of Boba Fett is a long time ago. I watched Book of Boba Fett, but there hasn't been a season 2 of it. I did not watch the season. I watched the first episode of season 3 of Mandalorian, and then I watched the second episode of season 3 of Mandalorian, and that's where I stopped. At the second episode of season 3 of Mandalorian, it was quite clear to me it was going to be just like all the other seasons. I said, fuck it. Who needs this? And I bailed. I bailed. Chrono says, who names their kids Gates? That's a good question. That is a good question. Kronos says, Brooks, it's Consta High. Well, I tell you, Kronos, they talk about Gene Roddenberry. And apparently, Gene was well known to have been pretty constantly high on weed, alcohol, and cocaine. Gene, despite being a police officer, despite being in the military, Gene Roddenberry, very much, very into drugs, weed, mushrooms, cocaine, and alcohol. So, and of course, he loved the women too. Chrono says, are you ranting? Do you have a pet named Moopsy? No, Moopsy. And Chrono says, where is Sassy? Sassy was barking. And Chrono says, Freevee has ads. You know, for whatever reason, Chronos, it doesn't for me. I'm watching it on my Roku TV, and I'm watching the center seat, and there's 0 ads. Now, I also have Amazon Prime, so I don't know if maybe that I'm an Amazon Prime subscriber. Maybe they're not showing me ads. I don't know why, but I've had no ads. And Sassy is back up. Sassy is not here. Hello, Sassy. Yeah, Sassy. Kronos was asking where you were. The Traveler says Kronos is talking to himself. And Kronos says yes. Kronos is better than chatting with all of yous. And Kronos says, wow, rotten berries. What the F is a Roku? A Roku is, you know what a Roku is. It's a device, or it can be built into your TV, and it's a way of watching streaming content. It's a smart TV. It's a smart TV device. Dear Bob, I have been trying to keep up with the whole Israel-Palestine pissing match, but I don't know if I should let my 9-year-old listen. Also, he gets very emotional at the smallest things. It's probably not. It's probably not for your 9-year-old. It's war. It's serious. It's scary stuff. I mean, yeah, you can't protect them from everything. I'm sure in school they're going to talk about these things. But yeah, I probably wouldn't have my 9-year-old listening to it at the moment. God knows what they're going to do. I had some dreams, bad dreams about bad things happening. It's unfortunate. I found out today that Nitpicking Nerd, for those, I know most of you probably know Nitpicking Nerd, that he lives in Israel, and he's in the thick of this stuff happening. So I was happy to see from his video he put up late last night or early this morning that he was safe. But yeah, it's near to him. So keep a prayer out for Nitpicking Nerd. Make sure he's okay. It's a really scary, shitty thing to be going on. I feel very bad. I feel very bad for the people involved, because there's no, I don't see any good way of stopping it. I don't see any way of this amicably and peacefully ending. Sometimes wars can only end in surrender. Sometimes wars can only end if one side is actually forced to surrender. Like, what would have happened if the United States and Japan could never have completed the war? If we built nuclear bombs and Japan built nuclear bombs, and we just attacked them and they attacked us, and we attacked them and they attacked us, and then after years of fighting, we just kind of both stopped fighting, not because one of us declared victory, but because we were just tired of the death. But then we would stop fighting for 1, 2, 5, 10 years. But over time, there were still people angry, and they would get back into government, And whether it was a year later or 10 years later, everybody would forget how bad the fighting was, and they would change their mind, and we'd start fighting again, and people would start dying. And then after a month or 6 months or a year of fighting, we'd all stop fighting again. We'd reset, and then another 6 months, a year later, we'd all be back at it again. There's no way to stop it. If anything, the only thing that stopped it was for one side to declare ultimate victory and the other side to surrender completely. And only after surrendering could, we and Japan, could we reconcile. We reconciled, and I don't know about most people, but I think it's fair to say most Americans no longer hate Japan. I think Japan was stupid. I think they were stupid for what they did, but I have no hate for the Japanese. I have no hatred to the government of Japan. I have no hatred to the people of Japan. They tried to fight us, and they lost. And they paid the price. They paid the price. We've moved on, and we're in Israel. There's never going to be the feeling, apparently, of one side having ultimate victory, because people try to stop the fighting, and they go and they have these talks, and they stop fighting for 6 months, a year, 10 years, but the hatred is still there. And unless they're allowed to fight it out completely, it's probably never going to stop. It's never going to end. That's just a really bad situation. A really bad situation. War, what's it good for? Absolutely nothing. The Travelers is war. War never changes until it does. Then it's very different. Crow says, what's it good for? Absolutely nothing. Crow says, terrorist demons shouldn't be gone away. Jedi Bill says, hashtag buckets of blood. Horror represents Friday the 13th uncut. Watch along. And a link. The Traveler says, if you live in Israel, move to Petra. You might be safe there. Ms. Lundell says, good to hear about Nitpicking Nerd. Chrono says, hey, bro, warrior. Ms. Lundell says, the only way to stop it is the way Israel is doing it now. Chrono says, Allah, Admiral Akbar, my ass. Chrono says, Karoga is worse than anything you can imagine. False. Words and Pictures is send in the braless double H women to create peace. Chrono says, those must be heavy breasts. The Travelers is about 30 pounds each. Words and Pictures is breasts of mass peace. Chrono says, wow, just wow. Chrono says, keep in mind that Bird of Prey 5 love interest is AOC. The Travelers is Japan. They paid the price twice. This is a tame rant. Not a rant. It's just an unfortunate reality of the situation. On the local websites today I was hearing that the detectives, New York City detectives, were being told to expect something bad to happen today or tomorrow, to stay away from trains, public transportation, stay away from targets. So apparently, New York City is bracing for some type of 9/11 kind of attack. Well, Mama Pray and I don't get out of the house anyway, but I hope it doesn't spread here, because we've got enough. We have enough. Dear Bop, a link to boob jokes. Those are some mighty fine looking cupcakes. I'll frost the donut myself. Yum, 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 yum. Nom, 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 nom. That is not. Dear Bop, did you know eating bacon reduces your chance of becoming a suicide bomber by 100%? That is fake news. That is fake news. The truth is, eating bacon reduces your chance of becoming a suicide bomber of a specific religion, perhaps, by 100%. But you can still be a suicide bomber from any other religion that doesn't hate bacon. You know. So, Kronos' NYC is lost. Look at your mayor. The travelers to stay away from Target, the store. Kronos' Vertebrae 5, do you have a shotgun at least? Kronos, for legal reasons, I cannot confirm I have any firearms, because technically, legally, in New York City, it would be a crime to admit to having such a shocking weapon. Schizophrenia. Yeah, Schizophrenia is calling me. Hello. Hi, Schizophrenia and Charlie. You're on YouTube. Well, the audio is on YouTube. Hi, Charlie.
Pouch watermelon. There's too many. There's too many.
There's too many.
You get so much candy.
Hi, Charlie.
One at a time, kid.
Yeah, Charlie's eating a whole bunch of candy at once. Oh. He took a bunch and he ran away. No, It's a trick or treat. Not in Bayside. The Traveler says shotguns are fun. Chrono says I would like to be a hobo, not a Momo with a shotgun. Gorilla says it's confirmed. Bird will eat his own frosting. Chrono says Bird watches Fox and other fake news for info. Chrono says no pew-pews. Miss Lundell says I'm watching column of Israeli tanks and personnel carriers lining up to move into Gaza. And Charlie, you buried me in the couch. Charlie. Charlie. The Gorilla says, tell Sisso Pray it's no bra day. Can you hear me, Charlie? You hear me almost? Charlie, it's a me, a Mario. It's me, Mario. What? You want me to count down, Charlie? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's not right. You want me to do it again? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Do it again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Lift off into space. Yes, Charlie. Am I what? I'm okay, Charlie. Are you okay? No. Well, I'm not okay because I'm in the couch. There I am. Now I can see. Now are you okay, Charlie? No. Oh, you're fine. Good. I'm happy you're fine. Fine is good. Did you want to talk to Grandma? You want to see Grandma?
Hi, Charlie. Where am I? Am I in?
Sorry about that, guys. When Sisso Pray and Nephew Pray call, I have to answer. Hakeem says a few targets in New York are closing, unfortunately. Words and Pictures says a Sisso Pray celebrating the topic of the day. The Traveler says in New York, it's against the law to defend yourself. Is Sisso Pray a calming? The trousers, can anyone imagine if Bird got to the part to voice Mario? Poor Charlie O'Prey. Mikey Suze is in the house. Hey, Mikey. Yvette says, just found out it's Tim Chris' birthday today. Could you sing him happy birthday? We can show him later. Absolutely. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tim Chris. Happy birthday to you. And I hope your USS Grissom turned out spectacular. Okay. Well, with that, guys, I think we're going to call it a day. I had to get back to talking to Nephew O'Prey. I appreciate everyone who came. Thank you, especially John Araki with his multiple kissing Daxes today. Mikey Sue says happy birthday to Tim. Chris, absolutely. Chrono says Timmy. Yvette says thank you. You are most welcome. Kapla all. Bird out.